night before bed, a child named Sam would brush their teeth, put on cozy pajamas, and climb under the soft covers. But one evening, as Sam was putting away toy, something caught their eye. A tiny door in the wall beside the bookshelf, no bigger than a shoebox. It had never been there before. The little door was painted a deep twilight blue, and it had a silver handle the size of a button. Sam knelt down and touched the handle gently. It was warm, like it had been sitting in sunshine. With one small turn, the door creaked open. Beyond the doorway was a soft, glowing light, like the last rays of sunset, mixed with the first light of stars. Sam peered inside and saw a tunnel just big enough to crawl through. The walls were smooth and covered in tiny paintings of moons and clouds. Taking a deep breath, Sam crawled forward, moving through the tunnel on hands and knees. After just a few moments, the tunnel opened up, and Sam stepped into the most curious place. Everything looked almost like the regular world, but somehow dreamier, softer around the edges, and everything, absolutely everything, moved in slow motion. A butterfly drifted past Sam's nose, its wings flapping so slowly that Sam could count each gentle beat. Up, down. Each movement took as long as a breath. The butterfly's wings were painted in swirls of purple and gold, and Sam could see every tiny scale shimmering in the peaceful light. Sam took a step forward and realized that here, even walking felt different. Each step took a long, lazy moment, like moving through warm honey. It wasn't difficult or sticky, it just felt relaxed and easy, as if there was all the time in the world and no reason to hurry. Ahead, Sam saw a garden filled with flowers that were blooming right before their eyes. But instead of popping open quickly, each flower opened petal by petal, so slowly and gracefully. A daisy unfolded its white petals like a yarn, taking minutes to open fully. A rose spiraled open in a dance that seemed to last forever. Sam sat down in the soft grass to watch, and the grass bent beneath them as slowly as honey dripping from a spoon. In the branches of a nearby tree, a bird was singing, but its song stretched out long and low, each note lasting and lasting, blending into the next, like a gentle melody played on the slowest music box. The bird's beak opened wide, then closed, then opened again, and the sound that came out was soothing and deep, wrapping around Sam like a warm blanket. A leaf detached from the tree and began to fall. Sam watched it drift downward, spinning and tumbling through the air. It took so long to reach the ground that Sam could walk underneath it, around it, and back again, watching how it caught the light, how it twisted and turned. Finally, after what seemed like a lovely dream, the leaf settled on the ground as gently as a feather on water. Sam wandered down a path made of smooth, round stones. Each stone seemed to glow softly from within, like they held tiny moons. Up ahead, Sam saw a fountain where water arched through the air, but the water droplets hung in space like crystal beads, moving upwards so slowly Sam could reach out and touch them. They were cool and smooth, and they tickled Sam's fingers as they continued their slow journey up and then back down. Near the fountain sat a cat with fur as silver as moonlight. The cat was stretching, and its stretch seemed to last forever. Front legs extending, back arching, mouth opening in a slow, silent yawn. Sam sat beside the cat and gently petted its soft fur. The teddy bear. Time seemed to stretch and soften, making each moment feel full and complete. As Sam lay in the grass, looking up at the dreamy sky, the child's eyes began to feel heavy. The slow, gentle movements all around were so soothing, so calming. Each breath Sam took felt longer and deeper. The world seemed to be wrapped in a soft, sleepy spell. The silver cat curled up beside Sam, and its slow purring became a lullaby. The flowers swayed in a breeze that moved like silk. The butterfly landed on a nearby flower and folded its wings as slowly as closing a book. Everything was settling down for rest. Sam yawned, and even the yawn stretched out long and peaceful. The world around was so quiet, so gentle, so perfectly calm. And then Sam realized something wonderful. This slow-motion world was carrying the child gently toward sleep, like floating on a soft cloud. Every movement, every sound, every sight was helping Sam feel more and more relaxed, more and more ready for dreams. Sam's eyes grew heavier and heavier. The last thing the child saw was a star appearing in the sky above, twinkling so slowly it seemed to breathe, on and off, like a nightlight keeping watch. And then, wrapped in the peace of the slow-motion world, Sam drifted into the softest, calmest sleep, full of gentle dreams that moved as slowly and sweetly as everything in that magical place beyond the tiny door. In the morning, Sam would wake up back in bed, cozy and rested, with the memory of the slow-motion world tucked safely in the heart, a peaceful place to visit whenever sleep was near. In a cozy corner of the forest, where the tall pine trees whispered in the autumn breeze, lived a little bear named Bella. Her fur was soft and brown, like the color of warm honey, and her paws were round and gentle. The days were growing shorter now, and the air had turned crisp and cool. Mama Bear had told Bella that soon it would be time for their long winter sleep. But before Bella could curl up in their warm den, she wanted to say goodnight to all her forest friends. On a golden afternoon, when the leaves were painted red and orange and yellow, Bella set off through the woods. The first friend she found was Robin, perched on a branch of the old apple tree. Robin was fluffing her feathers, getting ready to fly south to warmer lands. Bella waved her paw slowly and watched as Robin chirped a sweet melody. The little bird flew down and landed gently on Bella's nose for just a moment, then soared up into the sky. Bella watched Robin disappear beyond the clouds, carrying her goodnight wishes on the wind. Next, Bella padded softly to the meadow where Rabbit lived with her family. The rabbits were busy gathering the last of the clover and storing it in their burrow for the cold months ahead. Bella sat quietly at the edge of the meadow, and the rabbits hopped over one by one. They touched their soft noses to Bella's paw, and their whiskers tickled her fur. Then they bounced back to their work, and Bella knew they would be safe and warm all winter long. As the afternoon light grew softer, Bella made her way to the stream. There she found Otter, sliding down the muddy bank into the cool water. Otter was catching the last fish before the stream would freeze over. Bella sat on a smooth rock and watched Otter play and splash. Otter swam close and tapped Bella's paw with her wet nose, leaving a little splash of water drops that sparkled in the sunlight. Bella smiled and waved as Otter dove deep beneath the surface. The sun was sinking lower now, painting the sky in shades of pink and purple. looking up, his big eyes blinking slowly as evening came. He looked down at Bella with his wise, gentle gaze. Bella pressed her paw against the tree trunk. An owl did softly, a sound like a lullaby. The wise old bird ruffled his feathers in a way that seemed like a hug, and Bella felt warm inside. By the pond, Bella found Frog sitting on a lily pad. Frog was settling into the mud at the bottom of the pond, where he would sleep through the winter, just like Bella. They looked at each other for a long, peaceful moment. Frog blinked his big eyes slowly, and Bella nodded her head. Two friends, both getting ready for the same long, dreamy sleep. As twilight settled over the forest, Bella visited Deer and her fawn in the quiet grove. They stood among the silver birch trees, their coats thick and ready for winter. Bella and Deer touched noses gently, and the little fawn nuzzled against Bella's soft fur. They would stay awake through the cold months, but they would think of Bella sleeping safely in her den. The first stars were beginning to appear in the darkening sky as Bella made her way to the old oak tree where Squirrel lived. Squirrel was arranging her acorns and nuts in the hollows of the tree, preparing her winter pantry. She scampered down and placed one perfect acorn in Bella's pawagith to remember her by. Bella held it carefully and touched her nose to Squirrel's tiny head. Finally, as the moon rose full and bright above the trees, Bella returned to her den. Mama Bear was waiting there, having prepared a bed of soft leaves and moss. The den was warm and sheltered, dug deep into the hillside where the winter wind could not reach. Bella settled down next to Mama Bear, still holding the acorn from Squirrel. She thought about all her friends Robin flying south, Rabbit in her burrow, Otter in her stream, Owl in his tree, Frog in his pond, Deer in the grove, and Squirrel with her acorns. They were all tucked away safely, most like her. Mama Bear wrapped her big, warm arms around Bella and nuzzled her head. Outside, the forest grew quiet and still. The first snowflakes began to fall, soft and silent, covering the ground like a blanket. Bella yawned, a big, bare yawn. Her eyes grew heavy, and her breathing became slow and peaceful. She snuggled deeper into Mama Bear's fur, feeling safe and loved and ready for her long winter dream. And as the snow fell gently on the forest, covering everything in soft white silence, little Bella drifted off to sleep. Goodnight wishes in her heart for all her friends. She would sleep and dream all through the winter. And when spring came and the world woke up again, she would see them all once more. But for now, it was time to rest. Good night, little Bella. Good night, forest. Good night. Every night, when the clock strikes 8 and the stars begin to twinkle, a special train appears at the edge of town. It's not like any ordinary train. Its carriages are painted in soft shades of midnight blue and silver, and its windows glow with a warm, gentle light. This is the Dream Express, and its conductor is Mr. Moonbeam, a kind man with a silver beard and twinkling eyes. Mr. Moonbeam wore a deep blue uniform with brass buttons that gleamed like stars, and a cap with a crescent moon badge on the front. Every evening, he polished the Dream Express until it sparkled long tracks that shimmered like moonbeams. Its wheels made a gentle, rhythmic sound as a lullaby. The first stop was Sleepy Meadow Station, where a little girl named Lily stood, waiting with her teddy bear. Her eyes were heavy, and she rubbed them with small fists. Mr. Moonbeam stepped down and helped Lily aboard. He led her to a cozy compartment with cushioned seats as soft as clouds. Lily snuggled into the corner with her teddy bear, and Mr. Moonbeam tucked a blanket woven from starlight around her. Through the window, she could see fireflies dancing in the meadow as the train gently pulled away. The next stop was Whispering Woods platform, where twin brothers waited beneath a lamp that glowed like a tiny moon. They were yawning and leaning against each other, their pajamas covered in pictures of rockets and planets. Mr. Moonbeam welcomed them aboard and showed them to a compartment with bunk beds built right into the wall. The boys climbed up, and Mr. Moonbeam gave each of them a pillow that smelled like lavender and chamomile. As the train moved through the woods, they watched the trees drift by like gentle shadows. At Riverside Stop, a boy with freckles and tousled hair climbed aboard, carrying his favorite storybook. Mr. Moonbeam guided him to a reading nook with a lamp that glowed just bright enough. The boy settled into the oversized chair, his book resting on his lap, but his eyes grew heavier with each passing moment. The gentle swaying of the train and the soft clickety-clack of the wheels made the words on the page blur and dance. Soon, the book slipped from his hands, and Mr. Moonbeam carefully placed a bookmark inside before covering the boy with a quilt made of moonlight. The Dream Express continued its journey, stopping at Hilltop Station, where three children waited together: a girl with curly hair, a boy with glasses, and their little sister who clutched a stuffed bunny. Mr. Moonbeam showed them to the observation car, where the ceiling was made of glass. They lay on the cushioned floor, looking up at the stars that seemed close enough to touch. The train clanged gently through the hills, and the stars wheeled slowly overhead like a sparkling mobile. One by one, the children's eyes closed. Their breathing became soft and even, and they drifted into peaceful dreams. As the night grew deeper, the Dream Express made more stops. At Harbor Point, a girl who loved the sea came aboard, and Mr. Moonbeam led her to a compartment where she could hear the gentle sound of waves through the window. At Garden Gate, a boy who loved flowers climbed aboard and was given a seat near a window box filled with night-blooming jasmine. At Starlight Square, the last passenger of the evening, a tiny girl, holding her mother's hand, stepped onto the train. Her mother kissed her forehead and waved goodbye, and Mr. Moonbeam took the little girl to the coziest compartment of all, right near the front of the train, where she could feel the gentle rumble of the engine like a purring cat. Now, all the passengers were aboard, tucked safely in their cozy spots throughout the Dream Express. Mr. Moonbeam walked slowly through each carriage, checking that every child was comfortable and warm. He dimmed the lamps until they glowed like distant stars. He made sure every blanket was snug and every pillow was soft. The Dream Express traveled on through the night, passing through tunnels made of clouds and over bridges that sparkled with dewdrops. It rolled through valleys filled with sleeping flowers and past mountains where the moon cast silver shadows. Inside the train, all the children slept peacefully, their dreams carrying them to wonderful places, enchanted forests, friendly dragons, magical kingdoms, and adventures that were exciting but never scary. Mr. Moonbeam sat in his conductor's cabin at the front of the train, guiding the Dream Express along its tracks. He hummed a soft tune that blended with the clickety-clack of the wheels. Outside, the world was quiet and still, wrapped in the peace of nighttime. As dawn began to paint the horizon with the faintest touch of pink, the Dream Express slowly came to its final stop at the station of Morning Dreams. But the passengers didn't need to wake yet. Mr. Moonbeam let them sleep a little longer, knowing they would wake naturally when they were ready, in their own beds, in their own homes, refreshed and happy from their journey. The Dream Express would rest here during the day, waiting quietly on its special track. And when evening came again, when the clock struck 8 and the stars began to twinkle, Mr. Moonbeam would polish the carriages, fluff the pillows, and set out once more on another peaceful journey through the night. But for now, all was quiet. All was peaceful. All was well. The Dream Express had delivered every passenger safely into the land of dreams. In a peaceful valley between gentle hills covered in wildflowers and tall grass, flowed a river named Luna. She was not a rushing, roaring river. Luna moved slowly and softly, winding through the valley like a silver ribbon under the stars. And every night, when the sun set and the moon rose, Luna had a special gift. She could whisper the most beautiful bedtime stories. As twilight painted the sky in shades of purple and gold, the creatures of the river began to settle in for the night. Luna felt them gathering, and she began to hum softly, a sound like wind through willow branches and water over smooth stones. Near the bank, beneath a lily pad as big as an umbrella, lived a little fish named Finn. His scales shimmered like tiny rainbows, and his fins were as delicate as butterfly wings. Finn had been swimming and playing all day, darting between the water plants and chasing bubbles. Now he was tired, and he nestled into the soft mud near his favorite rock. Luna's waters flowed gently around him, and she began to whisper her first story of the night. She told Finn about a time long ago when she was just a tiny stream, bubbling up from a spring in the mountains. She whispered about the journey she had taken, growing wider and deeper as she traveled through forests and meadows, meeting other streams and creeks along the way. Her voice was like the softest music, and Finn's eyes grew heavy as he listened. He imagined Luna as a baby stream, tumbling over pebbles and dancing in the sunlight. Soon his fins stopped moving, and he drifted into peaceful sleep. Further downstream, near the reeds that swayed in the evening breeze, lived 3 frog siblings named Lily, Leap, and Lou. They had spent the whole day hopping along the riverbank, catching fireflies and singing their croaky songs. Now, they sat on 3 smooth stones that peaked just above the water's surface, their green skin glowing softly in the moonlight. Luna's current rippled gently around their stones, and she whispered to them a story about the moon. She told them how the moon loved to look down at her waters and see her reflection shining back. She whispered about how the moon's silver light would dance on her surface, creating patterns that looked like paths leading to magical places. The frogs blinked their big, round eyes slowly, watching the real moon above them as Luna's story wove around them like a lullaby. One by one, their eyes closed, and their breathing became slow and even. Lily leaned against Leap, Leap leaned against Lou, and all 3 frogs slept peacefully on their stones. In a quiet been swimming slowly all day, basking on sunny rocks and watching the clouds drift by. Now she rested at the bottom of her pool, her head tucked partway into her shell. Luna's waters wrapped around Shelley like a gentle hug, and she whispered a story about all the creatures who had lived in the river for the many, many years. She told of the great blue heron who used to stand on one-legged dog, of the otters who played and splashed in the shallows, of the dragonflies whose wings caught the light like stained glass. Shelley listened with her ancient wisdom, remembering many of these friends herself. Luna's voice was so soothing, like a grandmother's lullaby, that even old Shelley felt her eyes grow heavy. She sighed a content, bubbly sigh, and settled deeper into the soft riverbed, falling into dreams of all the beautiful seasons she had seen. Near a fallen log that stretched across a narrow part of the river, a family of minnows swam in a silver school. There were dozens of them, all moving together like one shimmering cloud. They had dotted and dashed all day, their tiny bodies flashing in the sunlight. Now they gathered in the calm water behind the log, where Luna's current was gentlest. Luna whispered to them a story about the rain. She told them how raindrops were like little messengers from the sky, each one bringing news and stories from the clouds. She described how she grew fuller and stronger when the rain came, how her voice became richer and her song more complex. The minnows swayed together in the water, moving in rhythm with Luna's whispering voice. The story was like a soft blanket wrapping around them all, and soon the entire school of minnows was sleeping, floating peacefully in their protected spot behind the log. On the muddy bottom, where the water was cool and dark, lived a catfish named Whiskers. His long whiskers helped him find his way, and he had spent the day searching for tasty morsels in the riverbed. Now he rested in a hollow beneath an old root, his body completely relaxed. Luna's waters murmured around him, and she whispered a story about the stars reflected on her surface. She told Whiskers that each star was a wish made by someone who loved the river, and that she kept all these wishes safe in her waters, carrying them downstream to where they could come true. Whiskers had never seen the stars he lived too deep, but Luna's story painted pictures in his mind of lights twinkling like fireflies in an upside-down sky. His whiskers stopped twitching, and he sank into the deepest, most comfortable sleep. As the night grew deeper and quieter, Luna continued to flow through the valley. All her creatures were sleeping now, fish and frogs, turtles and tadpoles, all tucked safely in her waters. She whispered one last story, so soft it was almost just a thought, about how she would always be here, always flowing, always watching over them. She would carry them safely through the night and wake them gently with the morning light. The moon smiled down from the sky, its reflection rippling on Luna's surface. The stars twinkled like tiny nightlights. The willow trees along the banks swayed sleepily in the breeze, and everything was peaceful. Everything was calm. Everything was wrapped in the gentle embrace of the whispering river. Luna flowed on through the darkness, singing her water song, keeping her creatures safe, and dreaming her own river dreams of rain and sun, mountains and seas, and all the stories yet to come. High up in the tallest oak tree in Whispering Woods lived Oliver, a kind night owl with soft brown feathers and big, gentle eyes that sparkled like stars. Every evening, just as the sun painted the sky pink and orange, Oliver would wake up from his cozy sleep. He stretched his wings, ruffled his feathers, and got ready for his special job, helping all the forest animals find their way to bed. One peaceful evening, Oliver heard a tiny squeak below his tree. A little mouse named Millie had lost her way home in the dim twilight light. Everything looked different to her now that darkness was falling. Oliver glided down on his silent wings and perched beside the worried mouse. He gently showed her the line of white mushrooms that glowed softly in the twilight. Millie followed the glowing mushroom path, her whiskers twitching with relief, until she disappeared into her cozy home in the old log where her family was waiting. A few moments later, Oliver heard rustling in the bushes. 3 baby rabbits hopped out, their ears drooping with tiredness. They had been playing hide and seek and stayed out too late. Now they were too sleepy to remember which way was home. Oliver chuckled warmly and pointed with his wing toward a patch of purple wildflowers in the distance. The baby rabbits perked up their ears and listened carefully. They could hear their mother's soft, sweet lullaby humming from beneath the flowers. With happy bounces, they hopped toward home, their little tails bobbing in the moonlight. As the sky grew darker and the first stars began to twinkle, Oliver spotted a young deer standing alone by the stream. The fawn had been drinking water and got distracted watching the dancing fireflies. Now she couldn't remember which path led back to her mother. Oliver landed gently on a low branch and showed the fawn how the moss grew thick and soft on the north side of the trees. The little deer followed the mossy trail through the forest, and soon Oliver heard the happy sounds of a mother and child reunited in the meadow. The night grew deeper and quieter. One by one, Oliver helped a lost hedgehog find the leaf pile where his family slept, all curled together. He guided a tired butterfly to a safe, sheltered flower where she could rest her delicate wings. He showed a confused raccoon the silvery path that led back to his hollow tree. Finally, when all the forest was peaceful and quiet, with every animal tucked safely in their beds, Oliver felt a happy tiredness in his wings. He flew back up to his cozy nest in the tallest oak tree. The moon smiled down at him, and the stars twinkled as if to say, "Well done." Oliver settled into his soft nest, tucked his head under his wing, and thought about all the animals sleeping safely because he had helped them find their way. And as the forest dreamed peaceful dreams all around him, Oliver the night owl closed his big, gentle eyes and drifted off to sleep, ready to help again when the next evening came.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.